What if I told you that right now, sitting in your refrigerator, are vegetables that could be silently destroying your health? I'm not talking about junk food or processed snacks. I'm talking about the so-called superfoods that nutritionists have been praising for decades. Today, we're going to expose 6 vegetables that might be the hidden culprits behind your unexplained fatigue, stubborn belly fat, digestive issues, and hormonal imbalances. This isn't fear-mongering, this is science-backed truth that the food industry doesn't want you to know. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly which vegetables are sabotaging your health goals and, more importantly, what you can do about it. So grab a notepad, because we're about to challenge everything you thought you knew about healthy eating. For years, we've been told that vegetables are always good for us. Eat your veggies, they say. More plants, better health, they promise. But here's what they don't tell you: not all plants are created equal, and some of these green invaders might be working against your body's natural healing processes. The truth is, plants have evolved sophisticated defense mechanisms to protect themselves from being eaten. These natural compounds, while serving the plant's survival, can wreak havoc on human physiology when consumed regularly and in large quantities. Today, we're diving deep into the science behind 6 commonly consumed vegetables that could be undermining your health journey. We'll explore the hidden compounds, the biological mechanisms, and most importantly, give you practical solutions to optimize your nutrition without falling into these vegetable traps. 1. Corn, the wolf in sheep's clothing. Let's start with everyone's favorite summer staple, corn. Here's the first shock: corn isn't even a vegetable. It's a grain, and it's been masquerading as a healthy vegetable choice for far too long. In the United States, approximately 90% of corn is genetically modified. This means that when you bite into that sweet corn on the cob, you're not just eating corn, you're consuming traces of glyphosate, the controversial herbicide that's been linked to endocrine disruption, gut microbiome imbalances, and even potential carcinogenic effects. Ever notice how corn kernels appear virtually unchanged in your stool? That's because corn's tough cellulose exterior is incredibly resistant to human digestion. Your digestive system simply can't break it down effectively, which means you're getting minimal nutritional value while potentially irritating your intestinal lining. Corn has a glycemic index that rivals table sugar. When you eat corn, your blood glucose levels spike dramatically, triggering a massive insulin response. This leads to the familiar energy crash an hour later, followed by intense cravings for more carbohydrates. It's a vicious cycle that can contribute to insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes over time. Corn oil, derived from corn kernels, is exceptionally high in omega-6 fatty acids. While we need some omega-6s, the modern diet provides far too many, creating a pro-inflammatory environment in your body. Chronic inflammation is the root cause of numerous health issues, from arthritis to heart disease to autoimmune conditions. If you love corn, treat it as an occasional indulgence rather than a regular vegetable. Always choose organic, non-GMO varieties when possible. Avoid processed corn products like high-fructose corn syrup, corn chips, and artificial butter-flavored popcorn. Your blood sugar and gut health will thank you. 2. Soybeans, the hormonal hijacker. Soy has been marketed as a health food, especially in vegetarian and vegan communities. But beneath this wholesome reputation lies a potentially dangerous hormonal disruptor that could be throwing your entire endocrine system out of balance. Soybeans contain powerful compounds called phytoestrogens, particularly isoflavones like genistein and daidzein. These molecules are structurally similar to human estrogen and can bind to estrogen receptors throughout your body, mimicking or blocking natural hormone function. For men, regular soy consumption has been linked to decreased testosterone levels, reduced sperm quality, and even gynecomastia. A study published in the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that men consuming just 1 serving of soy per day had significantly lower testosterone levels compared to non-soy consumers. Women aren't immune either. Excessive soy consumption can disrupt menstrual cycles, interfere with fertility, and potentially increase the risk of estrogen-dependent cancers. The timing of soy consumption is particularly crucial, exposure during critical developmental periods can have lasting effects on reproductive health. Soy contains goitrogens, compounds that can interfere with thyroid function by blocking iodine uptake. This is especially problematic for individuals with existing thyroid conditions or those deficient in iodine. An underactive thyroid can lead to weight gain, fatigue, depression, and metabolic dysfunction. Like corn, 94% of soy crops in the U.S. are genetically modified, meaning glyphosate exposure is virtually guaranteed. Additionally, most soy products undergo extensive processing that strips away beneficial nutrients while concentrating potentially harmful compounds. If you choose to include soy in your diet, stick to whole, organic, fermented varieties like miso, tempeh, or natto. The fermentation process breaks down many of the problematic compounds while enhancing nutritional value. Limit consumption to 2 to 3 servings per week maximum, and completely avoid highly processed soy isolates found in protein bars and fake meat products. 3. Potatoes, the glycemic bomb. The humble potato, comfort food supreme and dietary staple for millions. But this starchy tuber might be one of the biggest obstacles standing between you and your health goals. Here's a fact that will shock you. A medium-baked white potato has a glycemic index of 85, which is higher than pure table sugar at 65. This means potatoes spike your blood glucose faster and higher than eating candy. The rapid glucose elevation triggers a massive insulin response, followed by the inevitable crash that leaves you tired, hungry, and craving more carbohydrates. Regular consumption of high glycemic foods like potatoes is directly linked to the development of insulin resistance. When your cells are constantly bombarded with insulin due to blood sugar spikes, they become less responsive to the hormone. This is the first step toward prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. Potatoes naturally contain toxic compounds called glycoalkaloids, primarily solanine and chaconine. These are the potato's natural defense against insects and disease, but they can be harmful to humans in large quantities. Symptoms of glycoalkaloid poisoning include nausea, vomiting, headaches, and in severe cases, neurological symptoms. Green potatoes, sprouted potatoes, and the eyes and skin contain the highest concentrations of these toxins. Unfortunately, cooking doesn't eliminate glycoalkaloids, they're heat-stable and remain in the potato even after boiling or baking. The blood sugar roller coaster caused by potato consumption doesn't just affect energy levels, it directly contributes to weight gain. High insulin levels promote fat storage, particularly around the midsection. Additionally, the rapid glucose spikes followed by crashes can disrupt normal appetite regulation, leading to overeating and food cravings. If you must include potatoes in your diet, practice strict portion control. A serving should be no larger than your fist, and it should be combined with protein and healthy fats to slow glucose absorption. Boiling or steaming potatoes with the skin on reduces the glycemic impact compared to baking or frying. Consider healthier alternatives like mashed cauliflower, roasted turnips, or small portions of sweet potatoes, which have a lower glycemic index and provide more nutrients per calorie. 4. Eggplant, the purple problem. Eggplant, with its beautiful purple skin and creamy flesh, is a beloved ingredient in Mediterranean and Middle Eastern cuisine. However, this nightshade vegetable carries several compounds that can be problematic for sensitive individuals. Eggplant belongs to the nightshade family, which includes tomatoes, peppers, and potatoes. Nightshades contain alkaloids like solanine that can trigger inflammatory responses in susceptible individuals. For people with autoimmune conditions like rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, or inflammatory bowel disease, nightshades can exacerbate symptoms and promote systemic inflammation. The alkaloids in eggplant can increase intestinal permeability, commonly known as leaky gut syndrome. When the intestinal barrier becomes compromised, partially digested food particles, toxins, and bacteria can pass through the intestinal wall into the bloodstream, triggering immune responses and chronic inflammation. Eggplant is moderately high in oxalates, naturally occurring compounds that can bind with calcium to form kidney stones in susceptible individuals. If you have a history of kidney stones or are at high risk, eggplant consumption should be limited or avoided entirely. The oxalates in eggplant don't just contribute to kidney stone formation, they also bind to essential minerals like calcium, magnesium, and iron, preventing their absorption. This can contribute to mineral deficiencies over time, particularly in individuals with already compromised nutrient status. While eggplant does contain some beneficial compounds like nazeanin, an antioxidant that gives the vegetable its purple color, the potential risks may outweigh the benefits for many individuals. Nazeanin has been shown to have some neuroprotective properties, but these benefits can be obtained from other, less problematic sources. If you enjoy eggplant and don't experience obvious symptoms, limit consumption to 1 to 2 servings per week. Always cook eggplant thoroughly, as cooking reduces some of the problematic compounds. Pay attention to your body's responses, joint pain, digestive issues, or increased inflammation after eating eggplant may indicate sensitivity. Consider alternatives like zucchini, mushrooms, or carrots, which provide similar culinary versatility without the nightshade-related risks. 5. Peas, the deceptive little green bombs. Peas seem so innocent, small, sweet, and packed with protein. They're often recommended as a healthy addition to salads, stir-fries, and side dishes. However, these little green spheres harbor several compounds that can disrupt digestion and interfere with nutrient absorption. As legumes, peas contain significant amounts of lectins and phytic acid, compounds plants use to protect their seeds from being digested. While this serves the plant's reproductive purposes, it can cause problems for human digestion. Lectins are proteins that can bind to the intestinal wall, potentially causing inflammation and increasing intestinal permeability. They're particularly problematic for individuals with sensitive digestive systems or autoimmune conditions. Phytic acid acts as an anti-nutrient by binding to essential minerals like zinc, iron, calcium, and magnesium, preventing their absorption in the digestive tract. Regular consumption of high phytic acid foods like peas can contribute to mineral deficiencies over time. Despite their healthy reputation, peas are surprisingly high in natural sugars and starches. A cup of green peas contains about 16 grams of carbohydrates, with a significant portion coming from sugars. This gives peas a moderate to high glycemic load, which can contribute to blood sugar spikes and insulin resistance when consumed regularly. Many people experience bloating, gas, and digestive discomfort after eating peas. This is due to their high fiber content combined with oligosaccharides, complex sugars that are difficult for humans to digest. These compounds ferment in the large intestine, producing gas and potentially feeding harmful bacteria. Modern food processing has made peas ubiquitous in unexpected places. Pea protein isolate is now found in numerous processed foods, protein powders, and plant-based meat alternatives. These highly processed pea derivatives concentrate the problematic compounds while stripping away beneficial nutrients. If you choose to include peas in your diet, limit consumption to 2 to 3 servings per week maximum. Cooking reduces some of the anti-nutrient content, so avoid raw peas in salads or smoothies. Soaking dried peas overnight before cooking can help reduce phytic acid levels. Be aware of hidden pea ingredients in processed foods, and consider alternatives like asparagus, green beans, or broccoli for similar nutritional benefits without the digestive challenges. 6. Raw kale, the overrated superfood. Kale has achieved almost mythical status in the health and wellness community. It's been called the king of greens, and is the foundation of countless smoothies, salads, and detox programs. However, consuming large amounts of raw kale can actually undermine your health in several important ways. Raw kale is exceptionally high in goitrogens, compounds that interfere with thyroid function by blocking iodine uptake. The thyroid gland needs iodine to produce hormones that regulate metabolism, energy production, and body temperature. When goitrogens block iodine absorption, thyroid hormone production decreases, leading to hypothyroidism. Symptoms of thyroid dysfunction include unexplained weight gain, chronic fatigue, depression, hair loss, and feeling cold all the time. For individuals already struggling with thyroid issues, regular consumption of raw kale can significantly worsen their condition. Kale contains substantial amounts of oxalates, which can contribute to kidney stone formation and interfere with mineral absorption. A single cup of raw kale provides about 17 milligrams of oxalates. For individuals prone to calcium oxalate kidney stones, this can be problematic. Oxalates also bind to calcium, magnesium, and iron in the digestive tract, preventing their absorption. This is particularly concerning given that many people eating large amounts of kale are trying to increase their mineral intake for better health. Raw kale's tough, fibrous structure can be difficult for many people to digest properly. The cellulose in kale's cell walls requires significant digestive effort, and consuming large quantities can lead to bloating, gas, and abdominal discomfort. Additionally, the high fiber content of raw kale can be too much for sensitive digestive systems, potentially triggering symptoms in individuals with irritable bowel syndrome or other digestive disorders. Kale consistently appears on the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen list of produce with the highest pesticide residues. Conventional kale has been found to contain residues from multiple pesticides, including some that are linked to hormone disruption and neurological issues. While kale is indeed nutrient-dense on paper, consuming it raw may actually limit your ability to absorb many of those nutrients. The tough cell walls and anti-nutrient compounds can prevent your digestive system from accessing the vitamins and minerals that make kale appealing in the first place. The solution isn't to eliminate kale entirely, it's to consume it intelligently. Light cooking significantly reduces goitrogen content while making nutrients more bioavailable. Massaging raw kale with salt or acid can help break down some of the tough fibers. Limit raw kale consumption to 2 to 3 servings per week maximum, and always choose organic when possible. If you have thyroid issues, consider avoiding raw kale entirely and opt for cooked varieties or other leafy greens like spinach or arugula. It's crucial to understand that these vegetables aren't universally toxic, they're problematic for many people under certain circumstances. Your individual response depends on several factors. Some people have genetic polymorphisms that affect how they process certain compounds. For example, individuals with MTHFR gene variants may be more sensitive to anti-nutrients, while others may have increased susceptibility to goitrogens. People with compromised gut health, including those with leaky gut syndrome, SIBO, or dysbiosis, are often more sensitive to problematic plant compounds. Healing the gut first can sometimes improve tolerance to these vegetables. The impact of these vegetables also depends on what else you're eating. A diet rich in nutrient-dense foods and adequate in minerals can often offset some of the negative effects. Conversely, a diet already low in nutrients can make these issues more pronounced. How you prepare these vegetables significantly impacts their effect on your health. Cooking, fermenting, soaking, and sprouting can all reduce problematic compounds while enhancing nutrient availability. Rather than simply avoiding these vegetables, let's focus on practical solutions that allow you to optimize your nutrition. For corn, choose organic, non-GMO varieties sparingly. Avoid processed corn products entirely. Try alternatives like cauliflower rice or zucchini noodles. For soy, stick to fermented varieties like miso and tempeh. Limit to 2 to 3 servings per week maximum. Avoid processed soy isolates completely. For potatoes, use strict portion control, fist-sized servings. Always eat with protein and healthy fats. Try cauliflower mash or roasted turnips as alternatives. For eggplant, cook thoroughly and limit to 1 to 2 servings weekly. Monitor for inflammatory responses. Substitute with zucchini or mushrooms when possible. For peas, cook rather than eating raw. Limit to 2 to 3 servings per week. Choose asparagus or green beans as alternatives. For kale, lightly cook to reduce goitrogens. Limit raw consumption to 2 to 3 servings weekly. Try spinach, arugula, or Swiss chard instead. The most important skill you can develop is learning to listen to your body's signals. Keep a food diary and note energy levels after meals, digestive symptoms, mood changes, sleep quality, Inflammatory markers, joint pain, skin issues. Your body is incredibly intelligent and will give you feedback about which foods serve you and which ones don't. The key is paying attention and acting on that information. Understanding the potential issues with these 6 vegetables isn't about creating fear or restriction, it's about empowering you with knowledge to make informed decisions about your nutrition. Food is medicine, and like any medicine, the dose and individual response matter enormously. The goal isn't perfection, it's optimization. By being aware of these potential issues and adjusting your diet accordingly, you can reduce chronic inflammation, improve digestive health, balance hormones naturally, stabilize blood sugar levels, enhance nutrient absorption, increase energy and vitality. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all approach to nutrition. What works for your friend, your favorite influencer, or even your doctor might not work for you. Your body is unique, and your diet should reflect that individuality. Start by eliminating or reducing the vegetables that seem most problematic for you based on your symptoms and health goals. Make changes gradually, and give your body time to respond. Often, people are amazed at how much better they feel when they remove foods that were quietly sabotaging their health. If this information has opened your eyes to the complexity of nutrition and the importance of individualized eating, I want to hear about your experience. Leave a comment below sharing which of these vegetables you suspect might be affecting your health, and what changes you plan to make. Don't forget to subscribe to the Nutrition Guru channel for more evidence-based nutrition content that cuts through the noise and delivers practical, actionable information. Hit that notification bell so you never miss our latest videos. Share this video with someone who might benefit from this information, particularly anyone struggling with unexplained digestive issues, hormonal imbalances, or stubborn health problems that don't seem to respond to conventional approaches. Your health journey is unique, and understanding the nuanced relationship between food and your body is one of the most powerful tools you can develop. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and most importantly, keep listening to what your body is telling you. Until next time, this is Nutrition Guru, reminding you that true health comes from understanding your individual nutritional needs, not following generic dietary advice. And if you think these 6 vegetables were surprising, wait until you see our next video where we expose the healthy cooking oils that might be slowly poisoning your cells. You won't want to miss it. I'll see you there.